Floyd's last fight?
Well, I think more people care about what you think about it, but I was of the impression, my overall opinion was that I thought Floyd did what Floyd does, which is spends a few rounds figuring out what things are. I think Floyd was a little surprised at McGregor. I think
so too.
I think he was like, I think when he decided to beat him, it took him a little bit longer than he thought it would have once he turned it on.
I think he didn't think he knew how to box more. Because I was surprised when he came out boxing.
So what do you think? You thought McGregor was pretty good?
I thought he was. Better than I ever dreamed he would be.
Really?
Yeah. I thought he would come out and just get flat and pick up the money and go home, but he came to fight.
And you really did, but at no point was Floyd in any trouble, right?
No, not any trouble. But the fact that McGregor came to fight, he came into another sport and really decided to box. And I said, wow.
So you were impressed?
And I was amazed the way Floyd was fighting. He was more aggressive.
He did deliver on that promise.
Yeah,
he said he would be more aggressive, and he was more aggressive. How much has Floyd gotten old? How different does he look?
I don't think he's gotten old at all.
Really?
Yeah.
You think he'd keep going if he wanted to?
Yes.
So, were you impressed with Floyd or no?
Absolutely.
With the ability to finish?
I never saw him fight like that with his hands high. That's when he's at his best. When he has a high guard and he goes in fighting. And also when he's boxing, he keeps his hands up. He's invincible.
So like you were just like a regular fan, because like I think regular fans were excited too, because we never get to see him fight.
Yeah, he fought good. Someone was weaving and bobbing and all that stuff, real coming close. So, wow, look at that, making a miss.
And what was the energy like in the building?
Oh, it was explosive.
Really, a lot of excitement.
Exactly. All the stars were there. You know, there were too many stars to even mention who was in the house. It was just too many.
Mike, how often do you get recognized by someone who you know is a celebrity, but you don't remember who the celebrity is?
Hey, I don't know, but I just know everybody that I meet gets the respect that I get.
I know you have people around you who probably say, Mike, that's so-and-so.
No. That's not true.
Well, you get stopped by
every... you know me.
But you get stopped by every... Like, that's what... Mike, I always talk about this with you. You're a very unique celebrity in that every other celebrity, everyone knows you. Everyone. There's not one who's like, who's that guy? Everyone knows you. And that may be hard for you to pay attention to who every other new celebrity is.
I don't believe that's true. Everybody that I meet and stuff and get familiar with, I know them.
Really? But I mean, if you've never met them before. Like, you saw them in one movie, but don't you have to fake it sometimes?
No, I know who they are, even though I forget their names.
Okay, right. So, do you remember any of the people you saw that weekend? I saw you in a picture with Nas.
Yes, I remember Nas.
Saw you in a picture with Diddy.
Yeah, so I remember Diddy.
But those are big ones. Did you see anyone cool you never met before?
No, everybody there I met before.
But it was good. It was a solid A-list crowd.
It's pretty cool, yeah.
Did it? Be honest.
Those are the kind of crowds when it was like mixed. They had like UFC and they had some boxing there, and it was pretty explosive.
And you go to a lot of the UFC people joints, so you know the people from those ones too, right?
Yeah, that's pretty exciting.
Honestly though, did it? To me, watching on TV, it was exciting. I don't think it felt as big as like the level of, and this is probably personal bias because my own investment. I didn't think it felt as big as like Lewis Tyson in terms of like the nervousness.
That was too much energy. The energy was different, you know. The energy with McGregor and Floyd was the fact that this guy was coming from his sport into Floyd's sport, and that what made it big. And he was an Irish guy, and he had a big following, and these guys broke all the money records, and it was pretty awesome.
Does it? Do you still get pretty excited for like big fight weeks in Vegas?
Like I was excited last week, yeah.
And how excited will you get for something like Triple G Canelo? You be pretty excited?
Pretty excited, yeah, because that's supposed to be like a real fight.
I know. I mean, and Canelo's awesome. Triple G's power is scary. I would have loved to have seen Triple G and Floyd at some point. You think Floyd didn't want that fight?
No, I don't think Floyd could beat anybody. He's bigger than boxing now.
But do you think it would have been risky, that fight?
Any fight's risky, but if Triple G's not throwing any punches, Floyd's going to outscore him.
like he does with everyone. So where do you rank Floyd?
Floyd is number one in the world. He's the best in his generation.
What about all time? Where do you put him?
All time, he's up there really high too.
Right? Like I think as much as people may not like it, he's right up there.
Yeah, he's up there pretty high.
Like I don't know. I mean, I think there's a big difference between the best and the greatest, right? Ali will always be the greatest.
Yeah.
But it's not because he was necessarily always the best. It's because he was the greatest. But I don't know, Floyd, for his skills, there may be no one better than Floyd to me in terms of his skills.
No one can come close.
Like he was so fast.
That's why when they named him number one fighter, then they said this guy's number two and this guy's number three. We should just forget Floyd in the rankings because he's so much above boxing, and then say this guy's number one, this guy's number two, and this guy's number three.
You really think he's that good? Like he's from his pure skill level?
Forget him being that good. What he accomplished, he become bigger than boxing. And that's circus. So you do circus atmospheres and stuff like that. I did that stuff. And
you were the king of the circus.
It was exactly, and then it comes big news.
At some points over the last couple of years, you've sounded like you got annoyed. It sounded like at times with Floyd being like disrespectful. Mm-hmm. Have you seen him at all? Have you talked with him at all?
No, I haven't seen him.
But the fact that you've been annoyed at different times doesn't affect how you see him as a fighter.
No, absolutely. I'm very objective when it comes to fighters.
So when you see how much they make for a fight like that, like you and Lewis was the biggest money fight ever.
Yeah.
And you made what, 30 million that night? That's a joke. You got ripped off.
Yeah.
30 million.
When you think about fights now, yeah.
30 million. And I don't know how many millions of buys you got for the Lewis fight. Although it's funny, when you think of the biggest fight out of your life, do you think of that or do you think Holyfield 2?
I don't think of fights, period.
You never think about fights?
No.
Like even when you're talking about other people's fighting, you don't really think about your own.
No, never talk about my own fights.
But how often do other people bring them up? Don't people ask about them a lot?
Constantly.
And do you not like thinking about them?
Hey, listen, I had my time. My time is over. We all checking Floyd out now.
Well, so who's next? So who are you checking out now? Because I think Floyd is actually done.
All right, they're small guys, but it's a little Ukrainian guy that's a master. His name is
Lomachenko?
Oh, man.
He's a beast.
I want to see him fight, what's that guy named? Chocolatito.
Yeah, Chocolatito?
Yeah, I want to see him fight those guys.
Lomachenko versus Chocolatito.
There's another guy from Cuba that's, I forgot his name, but another guy from Cuba that's a great fighter, too. I want to see him fight.
Did you watch the last Lomachenko fight?
Yeah.
I was worried that he played a little bit too much. It seemed like he played around a little too much.
Well, he can play around too much. His skills are just so superior than the rest of the fighters.
He's good. People are going to go crazy, too, because he's white. When you have a white fighter, as we see, I mean, people are so desperate. White people are so desperate, it seems. I don't know why it's like that with boxing. People really like seeing someone that looks like them for whatever reason. And in boxing, I mean, Triple G is kind of white. Triple G is white, but he's very European. Lomachenko, though, is very European, too.
Americans want to see white Americans do well in fighting,
I don't know if that's ever going to happen.
They don't really care much for the Europeans.
Right. Isn't that funny?
Yeah, it's pretty weird.
It's weird. They don't. No, you're right. They want to see white Americans, which I find very odd.